What is up, everybody? You know what it is. It's your man Dre Mack coming to you again with a late episode. This is super late. This is super duper late. Wanted to say what's up to everybody. D Stizzle was in the house. You know what I'm saying? D Stizzle, we live. We are live late too. So hopefully you guys stay up and kick it with me. I got a special guest up in the house. My brother's gonna be joining me. So we're gonna get into this conversation about superhero fatigue. I've been listening to it, and it sounds like that's a conversation that's happening right now. That a lot of people is just kind of like in superhero fatigue. That's probably why Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania is not doing as well as we think or as our expectation. What is it? Again, me, my brother, we're gonna talk about it today. But a real question is,
Are you ready?
all right, dog. Hey. Sorry about that, y'all. The dog is Charlotte. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. The dog decided to go ahead and lend his voice to the stream. You know what I mean? But I got my brother Rico Boyd in the house. Let's see. What's up with it? What's up with it, bro?
Hey bro, how you doing? How you doing?
Man, this is actually my real brother. So we are going to talk about comic books today because one part, and I think D Sizzle said, I've been hearing superhero fatigue since the 2000s. Right. You know what I mean? So we're gonna talk. We won't really talk about this because I heard Grace Randolph talk about today that maybe it hit because it hit over a million. Maybe it's because of superhero fatigue. Maybe it was the script. You know what I mean? What's going on right now? Maybe it's oversaturation of the superhero genre. What's going on? So I wanted to bring my brother in here to have this conversation with me because we talk, almost every day. You know what I'm saying about some of the stuff that's going on with Marvel and everything. So before we get started here, let's because I mean you're not new to the show because you've always been on my show, but since I've been doing talking about comic books and comic book movies and stuff like that, bro, give me your background. Let them know, you know what I'm saying, who you are and what you and what you rep.
Okay, well, I'm a graphic design artist, graduated from Wichita State University, that's in Wichita, Kansas. Been collecting comic books since, 1988, 87, 88. I think my first comic was, Amazing Spider-Man 301. I just missed 300, the first appearance of Venom. Oh, that was sad. But I end up getting it, so it's all good. It's all good. So yeah. Local comic book artist. I make articulated comic books. Those are comic books with the action figures as opposed to actually drawing them. Um, Check some of my stuff out on Instagram.
All right. So see, which I don't know is that when it comes to comic, when I'm deep diving and especially looking at like comic book movies and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Me and my brother, we talk a lot because we actually go buy physical comic books. You know what I'm saying? We actually go out, we're reading these comics. You know what I'm saying? There's different crossover events that each of us have. I don't want to pull out. I kind of want to so I can make this point. Pull out my my Secret Wars, but you know what I mean. Just to show, like when we talking about this stuff, I'm really talking about stuff that I actually have, that I physically have, and I physically read. D Sizzle said oversaturation of bad or mediocre product is always a possibility. Um, let's get to this though, bro. In Phase 4, where did you think some of the misses start coming at? Why a lot of people start souring on Phase 4? What was your thoughts on that?
it seems like a lot of that dust up kicked up because of the recast T'Challa thing. So you already have that as splitting the fan base in half.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
The recast, the
Um,
recast T'Challa movement that started to
yeah, even before the
divide.
even before the movie came out, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I know there were YouTubers like you know, who were on the they should recast it, and then there were other YouTubers like, no, we should keep the memory of Chadwick Boseman going. So that really, we didn't have anything like that in other phases. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Starting off. And then I think people tend to forget that Disney Plus is part of Phase 4 too, because
Hmm.
there's some great hits there, but then there's some misses.
Mm.
I know you one of your favorites is She-Hulk.
Jesus, that was a straight troll job. Straight troll job.
Yeah. So I think She-Hulk, along with, and I know we'll get into this later, but some of the things you alluded to in some of your past shows, like uh movies being hinges to doors.
Right.
So Eternals
I
and
keep telling people, Eternals is a
I
sleeper.
want you to elaborate on that of why Eternals is a sleeper.
For one, just based on the source material for the Eternals, you have the Eternals, you have the Deviants. You know what I mean? The Deviants play directly into the X gene, so you have to have the Eternals and the Deviants. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah,
have no X-Men without the
yeah,
Eternals and the Deviants. For one, for two, as far as the MCU, there's so much to explore with the Celestials coming. You got Galactus along with that. You know what I mean? Because he's the eater of worlds. They're impregnating these worlds with Celestials. What more good
yeah,
to munch is a pregnant world with a Celestial instead of a dead
yeah,
world? You know what I mean? So it may be you can play the role of it being intriguing to Galactus coming there. Tiamat being in the ocean right now. I know a lot of people's like, yo, they haven't got to that. That's annoying. This, that, and the other. Yo, man, I want people to understand this. Phase one and part of phase two introduced Wakanda 7 years before it came. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Iron Man
yeah.
2. It's a little blip of Wakanda. If you blink it and you miss it. You know what I mean? And that was what, 2011? Iron Man came out what, 2008?
2008.
2009,
Yes, that was
2008.
the first.
Iron Man,
Yeah, the
yeah.
first
So Iron Man
first
2
MCU
came out.
movie.
Yeah, so
2008.
Iron Man came around 2010, 2011, maybe 2012. But still, there were Easter eggs and little small things that was inside the Incredible Hulk, that was inside Captain America, that was inside Iron Man 2, you know what I mean? And inside Thor that played later on. You have to be
Yeah,
patient because what they're doing, and me and my brother talked about this, is comic logic.
that's that's one of the topics I want to hit on is the impatience of some of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, I study a lot about psychology, and we all have that child that's still in us, and children are impatient.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get movies like Endgame and Infinity War, especially Infinity War, that just hit. I'm talking about every beat was just
Mm-hmm.
on there, 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 there.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're like, that's what we're clamoring for. And we forget that there was a whole 9, 10 years to build up to that end game
Build.
to where it could just
Yes.
hit like that. So
Yep.
now we're in like another phase
We're in
where
phase
we got to
one,
build up a bad
basically.
guy,
Yep.
another phase one to where we got to build up a bad guy. And if you compare the first phase one to this phase one, this one is way better, even with the misses.
Mm-hmm.
Again, WandaVision, Moon Knight, Loki. Captain
Captain
a Falcon and the Winter
Winter
Soldier,
Soldier,
Spider-Man No Way Home, uh Doctor
Doctor
Strange in the
Strange.
Multiverse of Madness. These are hits. These are hits. Shang-Chi, to me, hit.
Hit
It
that
was a
hasn't
hit.
paid
It
off
was a
yet
hit.
because y'all are being impatient. And then to me, in Black Widow, people talk stuff about Black Widow. I actually really
Oh my
like
God, I
Black
forgot
Widow.
about Black Widow.
I was like, the only thing
I
that I
forgot
didn't
about
like,
Black Widow.
yeah, the only thing that I didn't like is what they did with Taskmaster. But as far as the emotional beats of little girls getting
Yeah,
abducted and put it,
yeah,
that's really emotional,
that was
really
really good.
strong. You know what I mean? And
And
nobody
and
get. Go ahead.
and piggybacking on that, let's not forget Hawkeye. Hawkeye was awesome too. Hawkeye was
Hawkeye was,
awesome too.
and prayers to Bruce Willis. You know what I'm saying? He just got diagnosed with dementia. You know what I mean?
Mm,
That paid homage. People forget that Hawkeye paid homage to the Die Hard movies. You know what I'm saying? Whether they
hmm.
like it or not, whether they like with Kate Bishop and a lot of people, and I've seen this because you have and nothing against these YouTube channels, but you have a lot of channels that do a lot of theory videos. You know what I mean? They do these videos. What's up, K Dot? My man SSJ K Dot. What's up with it? You know what I mean? They do a lot of these videos and they get, a lot of these common folks that read synopsis on
Casual,
the
casual,
casual, yeah,
casual comic
that read,
movies. Yeah,
right,
the casual fan.
that read how this person was created on Wikipedia, and then they think, oh snap, I know these characters. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know about the source material. Overall view. You don't really know because all these characters go through all these iterations. We talked about this with Spider-Man. Spider-Man has went through complete all kinds of iterations. You had, your Stan Lee iteration. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you had another writer give his iteration. What Spider-Man Annual number 15, the first introduction to Captain Marvel. I think somebody wrote Spider-Man to be a creep. You know what I mean? Because he's following Monica Rambeau through
Annual
the
15. Is
whole.
that
That's the first
I
introduction.
think that's still Stan. I think that's still Stan Lee.
You
I
think
think that's
so?
still Stan Lee writing
No,
Amazing Spider-Man. Annual
no.
15.
It
Uh
was John Romita Jr. That's who
John
wrote
Romita Sr. John
Senior.
Romita Sr.
Senior. Yeah,
No, he's an artist.
he's an
He's an
artist. So he
artist.
drew it. Hold up, I gotta go look
He
that up
drew it.
because
Yeah, we gotta look it up. I got it
I'm about
somewhere.
to, yeah. But hold on, because I got it. It's just in my pile of stuff,
Yeah.
and all my Transformers took over my desk. So okay, that's
Sorry,
not
bro.
annual 15.
Got you
It's
sprung.
it's not annual.
Is
15.
it 16?
Is it 16? It might be 16. Hold up, because I'm using the Googles. As a good friend of mine would say, are you using the Googles? I'm using the Googles. There, it's 16. It's 16.
Yeah, 16.
And let me see who man, he was a complete people read that if you read that comment, like, man, something wrong with him.
Who wrote it? Who wrote it?
Hold up, I'm about to find
Who wrote
out.
it?
I'm about to find out now.
I'm telling you, I think Stan Lee was still writing Amazing Spider-Man comics at the time.
Art by John Romita Jr., John Romita Sr. Writer was Roger Stern, is who wrote that.
Roger Stern, okay.
Yeah, but John Romita Jr. and Sr. Jr. penciled it.
Okay, they were both on it. Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Okay.
comic is a sleeper. That comic is a complete sleeper.
Yeah.
What did you say? Phase 1 through 3 was all about the world building, cosmic artifacts, and infinity gems. And let me tell you about why Ant-Man is slept on. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna let my brother, give his side. But why I believe Ant-Man is slept on, you had to world build that portion of the quantum realm. We see the outskirts of the quantum. Oh God. We seen the outskirts of the quantum realm. That's where Janet Van Dyne was trying to tell Scott Lang not to get caught in the time vortexes. Remember in the end of Ant-Man 2, she was like, "Hey, when you get down there, don't make sure you don't get into a time vortex and get into something else or whatever." And
Yeah.
then what happened? He got dynamic father son duo. You absolutely correct on that one. Oh yeah, don't forget, y'all. Give this video a thumbs up, y'all. I got number 4, y'all. For y'all, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you get a video a thumbs up or thumbs it down. You might think we're idiots. You know what I mean? Anything to get the algorithm pushing. You know what I mean? So you had the world build. So in the first part of the quantum realm, when they went to go get the quantum energy, they were basically, I put it like this: they were in the skyline of the quantum realm, right? So you could be able to go through these tunnels and different places to get to where you need to be at. But when Janet was stuck, she was stuck. She gave the coordinates outside of Chronopolis. Now we see the reason why she gave the coordinates to Scott Lang. Remember, he was doing the whole Janet Van Dyne voice or whatever because she was
Yeah, he was acting. Yeah, projecting
yeah
herself through him. Yeah, that.
herself.
Yeah.
For the algorithm. Yeah. for like a one division for the algorithm. But yeah, so to make sure, and now we know why she gave him the coordinates way outside the quantum realm where you couldn't breathe. That way, Kane didn't follow her or go to that area
Yeah.
because now you can't breathe. You got to use certain tech. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
when Hank Pym got there, he was starting to go crazy in that portion of the quantum realm, which you see no other people there, right? When you got in Chronopolis, that's where all the people were there. And he conquered that because they knew they couldn't go outside of Chronopolis or that area. You know what I'm saying? Wherever they called it in the movie. That's a payoff. That's world building. We see what it is now. That's why she was like, hey, make sure you don't go through the time vortexes. And that's probably what Kane wanted to do, use his chair, his time chair, because he literally came through a time vortex. If you go back and look at the scene where Kang is coming in on his ship, is 4 pieces coming out of 3 major holes. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like what they were talking about, the devil's anus in Thor Ragnarok. Hey, you can go through the devil's anus, you can be able to get to Earth quicker. Same thing with these time vortexes. Go back to Endgame. They went through all these, weaving through these time vortexes to get to a point in time. You know what I mean? They're not allowing the movie because there's so much complaining about stuff that has to be built. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a major player, because Ant-Man's movies is always a major point in every single big movie. You know what I'm saying? Civil War, Endgame, Infinity War, he's a major player. And now going into the multiverse and going into Kang Dynasty, you got to have this guy. You got to have that story because it's going to make sense. That time, that little the MacGuffin of the movie, the time, I can't think of what the actual name of it was, but remember, Scott was inside of there. They had the probability. You know what I mean? What you call that with the what is the name of it? The because you said it earlier when we was on the phone. The cat.
Oh, like Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah,
Schrodinger's box.
cat. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what I mean? If you open the box up, is it alive or dead? You know what I'm saying? Because you open it up, you could kill it. But if you open it up, go ahead.
It's the way it's explained, they put a vial of poison into the box.
Yeah.
So, and it's time release. So you don't know if the cat is dead or alive in the box until you look at it. So the cat is in any supposed position. It's in all positions at the same time. It's dead and alive at the same time until you actually observe it. That's the same thing with particles. Until you observe a particle, it's everywhere and nowhere at the same time because it's just probability. It's a probability particle until you observe it. I love I love that stuff.
But now explain that why Kang is inside of there, because we've seen Scott inside of there. That makes a that makes a lot of sense. If you have a lot of Kangs inside this probability, you know what I mean? This is inside of the core of the machine. The time, you know what I'm saying? With the time, whatever it's called. I'm gonna look it up here in a minute. But you saw all those Scots. You know what I'm saying? The different probabilities of Scots working. Kang is the same way. Go ahead.
There's different probabilities of Kang in there now because every decision that Kang makes is all in there at the same time, just like when Scott and when Janet was in there, and there was so many Ant-Man, so many Wasps. Every decision that you can ever make, all at the same time, is right there. So even if he made a decision where he died, it could be infinite possibilities where he died and where he didn't die, because it's everything and nothing at the same time. So I that's why I never thought that Kang was dead at the end of the movie. I never thought it was, because it shows you what would happen if somebody got caught in there in the middle of the movie.
It showed you. It literally told you. D Sizzle said, as an OG comic head, I got serious issues with this trilogy, but I'm always interested in why other comic fans dig. Well, this is perfect, because what I base these Marvel movies on, even DC, is comic logic. And me and my brother talk about this all the time. There's movie logic and there's comic logic. Movie logic, I put it like this: Terminator. Each movie in the Terminator franchise basically is to one up the next one in this overarching story of the Terminator. You see what I mean? The Terminator, or like Harry Potter. Each book goes into, okay, this is this book that talks about this. This is this book that talks about
I give you a better one. I give you a better one. Fast and Furious. Yeah. Every time they make a Fast and Furious movie, they are literally trying to overtop the last one.
The last one. So in movie logic, you're looking at, story, plot. You look at the story, the acting, and how it makes you feel at the end of the movie. That's what a movie is supposed to do. What do you feel at the end of it? How does it change your perspective? What does it give you excited for? Because it's all a feeling. Like when you go into, like when I went to Morbius and I got sleepy, I got a good feeling of sleepiness because I didn't like it. You know what I mean? But if I'm looking at comic logic, where did this movie stand as far as the overarching story? Now, I got Secret War. I have Secret Wars. I got War of the Realms. But the last big major comic book crossover that I got was Absolute Carnage, right? And my brother's going to talk about Onslaught. Absolute, to complete the whole overarching story of Absolute Carnage, you're going to have to buy 35 comic books to get the full story of Absolute Carnage. And you could be reading the title, like at the time I was reading Deadpool. I was getting Absolute Carnage, but I was reading Deadpool. And there's something that's going on with Deadpool. We stopped literally for for two, I think it's two other comics that goes right into Absolute Carnage, then we right back to something else. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. What happens at Absolute Carnage? When I was talking to my comic book guy, he was like, "Oh, you got to get this comic, this comic, this comic. Go back in the page. I'm gonna have to order you this, and this to get, to complete this whole entire story. Do you want me to order it now?" We're talking about Hulk, Hawkeye, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, regular Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Deadpool was only in it because they canonized what if Deadpool got the Venom symbiote. You know what I'm saying? It became Venompool. It literally, that was a what if they got canonized. So in turn, you still have to get all of these comics just to get this one story. That is what Marvel, me and my brother been saying this. When they started the Disney Plus shows, they're doing all of this one shots and all of this because there's an overarching story that's going to start weaving together real soon. But if you're not really paying attention to certain things, or you're complaining, or, "Oh, I'm tired of superhero," you're going to miss it when it gets to the end. Go ahead, bro.
I can't find Onslaught because it's too many comics. It's way too many comics. It's way too many. But talk about something that everybody's familiar with. That is Infinity War. This is Infinity War
Yep.
#1.
Yep. Yep. That's
So
correct.
this was a far reaching arc in the whole of Marvel Comics. This was 19 July 1991.
1991. Yep.
What you don't know is if you got this comic, you didn't get the beginning.
You don't.
This Silver Surfer
Silver
number
Surfer
50 is the
is the
beginning.
beginning.
This is a
Yep.
month before. You wouldn't even know it was connected to Infinity War because it's a Silver Surfer comic, but it literally has Thanos in the back and it's connected. On
Mm-hmm.
top of, I don't have them, but I think there's about maybe 13 or 14 comics connected to Infinity Gauntlet throughout Marvel Universe, like Spider-Man, Moon Knight, Iron Man, different things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want the complete story, you have to get all the comics.
Yep.
It's the same things with these movies. If you want the complete story, you're going to have to watch 10 years worth of Marvel movies.
Yes,
Sorry.
what it is.
That's the way. That's the way Kevin Feige built it because in order to, they knew in order to make this successful, they had to make it as close to the source material as possible. So if you
Mm-hmm.
start making shows that were like comic books that tie into other comic books, that's how you make a unified universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you make it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have ebbs and flows, ups and downs, just like you do when you have regular comic books. Not every comic book is going to be Amazing Spider-Man 300. You're going to have some of the 345s, the 350s. Not everyone is going to be New Mutants 98. You're going to
Right.
have the New Mutants 22s and the 30s about Asgard and all this weird stuff,
Yep.
but it still ties in later on.
Right.
It still ties in later on.
Right. And a lot of people who are, saying, well, I'm a diehard comic book fan. I'm a diehard comic book fan. I don't get what Marvel's doing. I'm like, you cannot be. If you can't,
You can't be if you don't know this.
Right. There's absolutely no way that you could say, now if they did something like what IDW did with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they did The Last Ronin, right? That is an isolated story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For that makes sense. But if you're looking at,
but Dre, why did they do that? Why did they do that? Because they didn't own the rights to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at first.
Right.
So they don't have a history of building things about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, unlike Marvel do, because Marvel has never given up their comic book rights to their characters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can make far-reaching comic book stories, unlike IDW, who were just, they were just grabbing IPs. You know what I'm saying? Grabbing IPs that wasn't being used. So you know what I'm saying?
Ninja Turtles, so on and so forth.
Man, Thundercats, yeah, GI Joe, they're just grabbing IPs. So you can make standalone comics like that, like The Last Ronin. They really had to. You know what I'm saying? They had to make something standalone.
Right. Let me get to the comics real quick. He said, Onslaught dropped in the late 90s. They dropped Onslaught Unleashed years later, and writer Rick Remender continued that in his Uncanny Avengers Axis run, Red Onslaught. But 1990, when was Onslaught? Onslaught was what? 1990?
98.
Okay. 1998.
98, yeah.
So yeah, but then now you have, this 100 comic run that's really amazing. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't have time to read 100 comics. You know what I'm saying? Especially 100 different comics. You know what I'm saying? It's just not X-Men. It's not X-Force. It's not Marauders. It's not this. It's not that. You got all kinds of interconnected stuff. So I can get why the average. Okay, he just do that. Okay, so I can get why the average person is like, yo, I'm not doing that. I know you heard the microwave. But you know what I'm saying? What an average person do that. What's up, Tim Talk? You know what I'm saying? Got to check out your video that you did on Star Wars Bad Batch. I'm gonna go ahead and check that out later on. But what's going on with you, my man? So that's what I'm saying. When I'm looking at like the MCU has been successful because unlike DC, and DC tried to get it together, they had a connected universe. Now DC had that with their animated universe, which was smashing a lot of
Yeah,
the stuff that,
which was awesome. Yeah.
yeah, which is completely awesome. You know what I mean? So I understand why MCU fans is going to Phase 4 and saying, man, because you got Werewolf by Night, but like, where does that play a part at? You got Miss Marvel. You're like, well, I know she coming into Marvels, but why did we get that? And technically, Miss Marvel was very good. It's really her version of
That
Spider-Man
was
Homecoming.
yeah. I loved that show. I really
Yeah,
did.
it was, you know
I
what I
had a
mean?
blast. I had a blast watching that show.
You know what I mean? You have Moon Knight. They like, well, how does Moon Knight connect with anything? They had a chance to do Boss in Thor: Love and Thunder, and I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, they gave you a way to bring people back from the afterlife. You could do King of the Dead T'Challa now. You're like, if you want to bring back T'Challa right, you could do the King of the Dead storyline and do it right by him going into the afterlife with all the other Black Panthers. You can do it if you don't want to do.
Mm.
If you don't want to cast a 616 one, you got variants, which we are seeing now. Castle with Canes, the man is Canes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Kang is a scroll Kang and a blue face Kang and a Kang on cocaine. There's Kangs everywhere. Kang in a suit. Kang in Egypt. You know what I mean? There's Kangs everywhere. So they're literally saying, just be patient. Like with the recast of T'Challa, yes, it's important because it's historical connotation to the comics. Also, he's very vital to Secret Wars. You don't think he's vital to Secret Wars? Go read Secret Wars was at 2015. Very vital. Now, if they do Secret Wars 1984, ain't no Black people in that. So I don't I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? But I feel like Phase 4 should have been all about the Skrull invasion. But again, if you do just the Skrull invasion, which was set up in Captain Marvel, another movie a lot of people didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Captain Marvel, I don't like Brie Larson. I don't like what she was doing. You know what I'm saying? Give me a second, Tim. If you stay patient, I can invite you in here in a moment but we're talking about this conversation now. But people talking about that. But again, if we made it just about the Skrulls, we're not world building the other stuff, because Kevin did say, just like in the comics, I'm gonna have my cosmic teams, I'm gonna have my street level team, I'm gonna have my supernatural teams. So our Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night is important. You know what I'm saying? Supernatural elements. You know what I mean? You could do the Midnight Suns. You know what I mean? Because you have Moon Knight. Those are things that you need to have. If you don't have Moon Knight, you can't really have Midnight Suns. You can't have Ghost Rider. You can't talk about the supernatural elements without those people. So people, if you're really comic book fans and not casuals, you will understand this. That's why the real comic book fans is not like, yo, this Ant-Man movie. Look what they did to MODOK. When is MODOK
Now
ever
see, and that's a good segue into my next thought. If you ask the casual fan, or I think even if you ask, you have to have a real comic book mind to know this. If you ask who are the original Avengers in the comic book, a lot of people ain't gonna know that. And that's why I think Ant-Man gets disrespected, because he was one of the original Avengers. If I'm
was?
not mistaken, he helped put the team together.
Ant-Man, Wasp was the leader. Ant-Man, you know what I'm
Wasp
saying?
was
Thor, Iron Man, Hulk.
and that was it.
Yep,
That was it.
That was it.
Because they didn't find Captain America till I think issue 4.
Yep, until later. And
They
then,
found him in the ice.
right, and then they start crossing over later on with Black Panther, because
Yeah.
Black Panther, I think Avengers issue, because I was going to buy it and somebody bought it out for me under me right when I was going to buy it on eBay. I think it's issue. No, matter of fact, I do have it. What am I talking about? Mighty Avengers, Mighty Avengers number 62. Mighty Avengers number 62. I hate that this is dark. But T'Challa is leading the Avengers into Wakanda in this. You know what I mean? This is literally the first time that you had a black hero lead an all-white team. And you know what I'm saying? It was really literally about to get their heads knocked off. And T'Challa had to be like, I got this, just assist me. You're very, very underrated, very good comic, very underrated. And that's the first introduction of M'Baku too.
Oh, nice, nice. Now, see, if you ask the casual fan who are the original Avengers, they're going to tell you the ones that are in the movie.
Yep. Yep.
So I think Ant-Man, he gets disrespected because he's not a top tier character. So
And
they feel like he shouldn't be a part of the Avengers.
would you say even more so because it's not Hank Pym Ant-Man, and it's a Scott Lang, which came later on in the 2000s run.
I'm gonna say that has quite a bit to do with it because when I first heard that it was the Scott Lang and the Hank Pym, I was like, "What?" Until I watched it and was like, "Oh, that's great. Yeah, I
Right,
liked it." And
right,
they still had Hank Pym in the movie. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
it was they made it for a recent audience, so I wasn't mad about having Scott Lang in it.
They did
But
all new, all different Marvel. Basically, is what they did.
and I think people aren't familiar with all new, all different Marvel because we're talking about not comic book fans. We're talking about casual fans. So
If
if it was nothing but comic book people going to watch these movies, they wouldn't sell. You
Nope.
need the casual fan to
Yep.
make them sell.
So that's why you bring
But
in a
when you
Scott
see
Lang.
but when you see these other YouTubers and people doing the reviews and stuff, they're it seems like they're catering to the casual fan.
Yeah, it's not the
So when you
hardcore
hear
fan.
of so when you hear something getting panned or something getting boosted, you know what I'm saying? We're like the real fan is like, the casual fan is like, okay, yeah, I agree with that. Yes, it's terrible, terrible. The real fan is like, I don't know about that. And I know you could talk about Black Panther because that got boosted. But a
Yes,
real comic book fan knows that that may be a good movie, but it was
but
not
it's
a good
not a
Black
good Black
Panther
Panther
movie.
story. It's not a good Black Panther story.
Not at all.
Even
But
the
it got
first,
boosted.
right? Even the first Black Panther movie is not technically a good Black Panther story. Well, let me take it like this. It's a little bit of a mix of a few runs. Priest run because you have the Dora Milaje. Hunley's run because
Yeah.
you have Shuri, and you have a little bit of like Ta-Nishi's Coast early run because he started doing Galactic Empire. Now the problem was Civil War. You got Black Panther from the comics. You know what I'm saying? A
Hmm.
person who a person who don't give a. I mean, like Batman. He's like Batman. He's not really showing you no mercy. He'll kill you. He will kill you. And then when you got to the Black Panther movie, they was like, well, we gotta kind of lighten this up. Let's not show this first black hero as like a Batman. Let's show him more cool and stuff like that. And so Chadwick was kind of giggling a little bit, laughing a little bit, joking a little bit, showing more humor inside. But if you got, matter of fact, because you got this, I know you got this comic, the one where I know you got this one where
Oh yeah, I got that.
yeah,
Yeah, I got
yeah,
that.
where he dreams of Batman and Robin.
Yeah, yeah, that
And,
was wild. That's
what's
a wild comic.
what's his face?
What's his?
Everett Ross.
They Everett
Everett
Ross, yeah,
Ross. Yeah,
the colonizer,
yeah.
colonizer.
But in the comics, and see what the casual fan don't know is that that Everett Ross character went into the Hunley run. It was very, very, very important. And that Hunley run, because the UN and the United States government was looking to go ahead and what they did in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, try to get and take over Wakanda. They were too dangerous. They got this vibranium, leads all the way up into Doom War. It's literally like it set up the it set up the idea of Wakanda can be, you know what I'm saying, taken over by Dr. Doom or by the UN. You know what I mean? But like just to go back to the actual movie, when I see the movie, I'm like, that character's cool, but it's not the Black Panther. Black Panther wouldn't have first of all, he's not letting Killmonger. Well, Killmonger did kind of beat him up, throw him over, not once, but twice over that waterfall, because they did it in Priest Run. And you know what I'm saying, to pay homage to the original Jungle Action. Matter of fact, if you ask a casual fan, what is the first time you've seen Black Panther? They're gonna be like, Black Panther #1. No, it was in Jungle Action Comics. It was the first time you've seen Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Who was the first one to write it? Who was the first black head writer? They ain't gonna be able to be, I don't know. I just watch the movies. They gonna get frustrated and tell you to go to hell.
I just watch the movies.
Yeah, I just watch the movies.
I just watch the movies, man.
So then when these people start complaining, I'm like, if you're just a moviegoer, you have no idea about the ones that actually buy this product. We go out and physically buy this product. We spend our money on the toys. We spend our money on t-shirts, merch. We spend our money on the video games. We're the ones who's keeping their merch line in stock. Not because we went to go see a movie and, let me just get this one toy. No, we talk about Transformers all the time. You think we ain't gonna complain about a Transformer movie when we got $10,000 worth of Transformer toys? No. I'm gonna have something to say, but the casual fan always comes in like, no, I don't like that, and they should did it like this. Well, the source material, where did you get the source material from, huh? Oh, you went to TF Wiki and you just read it. You didn't go spend no money. I don't want to hear that. That's what I have a problem with when it comes to a lot of these people that's like, oh man, I'm tired of superhero movies. Well, was you tired of horror movies? Especially the slasher films that came out in like the 2000s when that was popular, or the late 2010s when or the late 2000s when the vampire genre was hitting. Remember, people was watching True Blood.
Oh man,
people was watching.
That was my thing, True Blood, boy.
Thank you. So you gotta pick and choose exactly what your outrage is. Like basically, what's your outrage? If you're a comic book fan, you probably have a little outrage. We're like, oh well, they kind of gave T'Challa. I mean, they gave Shuri a lot more of T'Challa's, you know what I'm saying, intelligence. Or what I recently seen, Cassie Lane being smart enough for 5 years to create a quantum beacon just from reading some notes. Let me stop. Okay, let me get to these comments. Yeah. Let me get to these comments. I'm sorry. I got to get to some.
That was a little far fetched.
Man,
okay. That was rough to watch.
That was very rough to watch. He said Cap showed up in issue number 4. Yeah, that was super rough. Okay, M'Baku should have been Black Panther over Shuri. No. The reason why I say no is because he is an antagonist to T'Challa.
And he's always been an antagonist in the comic. So I know they changed some stuff for movies, but that would have been so far off of the source material that you still got to kind of follow the source material, kind of, and that would have been so far off.
Far-fetched.
It's not far off that Shuri's Black Panther, because I have source material where Shuri is the Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that far-fetched for her to be it, as opposed to M'Baku, who honestly
he's not even from the tribe.
Has never been he's never been their friend. He's never been
no, and he doesn't worship the Panther God's boss. He worshipped the gorilla god, Anumu. Anuma.
Yeah.
So it would have been
Anuma.
It would have been completely off.
Yeah, just completely off.
Yeah, and again, when casual fans of the source material is like, well, and I give you a prime example of people who are diehard fans pitching the most bitch about a franchise. Go to Star Wars. And Tim, I know you're a Star Wars guy, but man, they like, what is all of this? How did Palpatine return? And this is stupid. And this, because a lot of those fans are diehard Star Wars fans. They go and buy all the video games and buy the books. You know what I'm saying? They got all this legacy lore. So when they see it on film, they're like, what the hell is this? Now you're in my shoes.
Especially if you're an old school Star Wars person like me who used to read the books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when they came with like the Force Awakens and all that, they changed all the, we were like, wow, they changed a whole lot. Because I mean, in the books, they like had like their stories was great because they had like Luke having twins, Jada and Jaden. And yeah, it's so different to where we were like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I like the new trilogies, but to me the books were way better.
See, but you can speak to that because you're reading these books. You learned
because
about
I actually wrote. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're looking at these books and you're looking at this plethora of source material that came out long before these trilogies came out. And you're looking at it on film and you're looking at the source. You remember your source material, like, what are you doing? What are you doing to my friends? Basically, because now you have ownership to that because you spent the money to read. You know what I mean? You spent the money to go and say, I'm going to invest in this product. And a lot of people just invest to go see the movie because their girlfriend are like, hey, what do you want to do tonight? Oh, baby, we go see the new Black Panther movie. We go see Ant-Man. Let's go see Thor. This is why, okay, I started reading, let me see, I think I started reading the new Thor run back in 2018. And that's when War of the Realms and stuff like that, because I've never been a Thor guy.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I was like, man, let me start reading Thor. And when you read Thor, matter of fact, because I got
Is that the one with the Obsidian Surfer and
oh God, this is the one. Okay, this started off with it's the storyline where they had the death of his father, Odin. And then
Odin, okay.
Yeah, but that's where I think the newest run, he became the Herald of Galactus and all of that.
So that is the one with the Obsidian Surfer,
that's
then,
right,
because yeah.
So I'm trying to find this comic. If I still got it in here, I don't think that Thor comic is in here. But okay, I will give you another. If they went far off the rails, I give you an example. They went far off the rails with Deadpool and X-Men Origins Wolverine. Completely thrown off of the, I don't know what small bus that was riding.
How do you take the murk of the mouth and close his mouth?
I don't know. Oh, matter of fact, yeah. Here it is. Because this is Thor number 30. You know what I'm saying? I haven't put this up. Yeah. I haven't put this up because I haven't got caught up because man, this has been working. Gotta keep up the habit. But yeah, so
that comic Merc with the Mouth, did that come out before X-Men Origins?
No.
Were they calling Deadpool the Merc of the Mouth? They were calling the Merc with the Mouth before. Okay, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 1990. What was his first run? 1997. Deadpool number 1, 1997. That was Fabian Nacia and
Fabian Nacia.
Yeah, Fabian Nacia's run. Yeah. So they've been calling him a Merc with the Mouth since 97. So when they did X-Men Origins, they just was doing something.
Just doing stuff. Just doing too much. Just doing too much.
So that makes sense when we finally get Deadpool, like, oh, you finally did the character right. You did the character justice. What happened when they did the character justice? People went to go see it. They liked it, had fun, made more money. Then, the budget, overdid the budget, shot number 2. That did very well. So there's things you could do where you at least stick to the I don't really, with story, I don't really trip so much on a comic book adaptation of a story unless you go so far off the rails it makes no sense. Infinity
Yeah.
Gauntlet. Matter of fact, you said it perfectly. Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, and Infinity Crusade. If they would have did that, it would have been it would have been kind of predictable. Plus, we would all be calling Thanos the new simp because he was simping.
Yeah.
He was simping for Lady
Yeah,
Death.
he was
Let's keep it
simping.
real. Let's
He
keep it
was
real.
simping.
So for them to change
Oh.
it and have a different motivation makes sense. Now I understand a little bit more of his motivation. He ain't sipping for no death coochie. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I can ride with this. But when you totally do something that makes no sense, Deadpool is a prime example of that. I like I said, Wakanda forever because T'Challa never died you know what I'm saying, in the source material. He was in limbo. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, during Dark Reign, when Shuri became Black Panther, he was in limbo. Storm go get him out of limbo, while Shuri, who was rejected by the Panther God boss to not even be Black Panther, said, you know what, screw it. I got to go and be able to help my people. She did it selfishly because they kicked it off in issue number 2. So when you get to Dark Reign, you were like, I can see why she's selfish now. She wanted to rule Wakanda anyway, kicked old T'Challa out. You know what I'm saying? And he went on to be the man without fear because he took over for Daredevil. If you don't know
Daredevil, yeah.
If you come and tell me, well, if you come and tell me, well, there's other people who've been Black Panther, I'm like, before or after T'Challa? And then when you say before T'Challa, what do you mean? You know what I mean? So,
Dre, in my opinion, this is the ultimate problem with that Black Panther movie. In all other Marvel movies, they make the movie based on what happens in the comic book. With Black Panther, they made that movie based on what happened in real life.
Yes. That was it.
And they shouldn't have did that. They should have kept going with the story. Okay, I understand Chadwick Boseman died. I understand he's a great actor, and I understand all this. But you focus the movie around that. And it feels like it's out of place in the rest of the MCU now. You know what I'm saying? Like we still get Riri Williams and Neymar, and you know what I'm saying, but the Black Panther aspect of it feels out of place because you didn't have to do that to Black Panther. So now it feels out of place. So just like you're saying, all these other stories that, again, you build most of these stories from the source material, but now you built this story from basically emotions. You know what I'm saying? You from emotions from what happened in real life, and now you got to try to tie this all back in to the comic books that you've already built up, the comic book stories you're already built up. So that's why it seems kind of out of place. That's why, again, when you say the bastard child of T'Challa and all that, yeah, I'm out on all that.
Yeah,
I'm out on all that.
Yeah,
I'm out on all that.
It's trying to catch up with some of it, even though I couldn't read because because my brother was talking, I was reading some of the comments. So some of you comments,
I'm reading this comment.
He said, "No, I prefer the Mad Titan being infatuated with Lady Death, but death in general is a morbid concept for Disney and Lady Death technically because she smooches with my man DP is an X-Men character and they couldn't use it anyway at the time. They couldn't use that anyway. So
really, you'd rather have the power of the boner be the motivation. I mean, I understand in real life that's probably the motivation. You want some pussy. I understand. But come on, man. He was a way more compelling villain. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I read Infinity Gauntlet #1, dude, for real, I don't know if you've read this, but the guy who the comment, but he's a straight simp in that. Like,
he really is.
Oh my God, he's a simp. Like, she is like, if ghosting was an actual character, it would be Lady Death, because she is basically ignoring the dude the whole time. He's doing everything he possibly can, and she is sitting there like, I could care less.
Matter of fact, I got hold up, wait a minute, hold up. This is Lady Death. Every time he come
I
around.
don't care.
So, hey, I got the Infinity
I
Gauntlet.
don't care.
Do you love me, Lady
I don't
Death?
care.
She did not
I
care,
think
dude.
I think the only time she literally even looked up is when he said he was going to kill half the
Half of the
universe.
universe. As soon
That's
as
the only time she looked up.
that was it.
Yeah, that's not a good motivation for a movie, man. I would have been bored with that.
My
I would have
child
been
is
bored with that.
my the fruit of my loins is in here. What's up, Davion?
Hey, what's up, nephew?
You're cracking up. I got all that. I'm just saying. I mean, I know there's a famous song, you know what I'm saying, by Bobby Caldwell to say, "What would you do for love?" But man, kill the whole half of the universe because you trying to get go. Yeah, I know he done ran into a couple, a few little things out there, you know what I'm saying? But death, man,
she must have that fire, boy. I don't know.
man,
She must
man,
have that fire.
I don't know. You know what I
That is
mean?
not good a motivation for a movie.
Was
No,
severely
every movie
underpowered.
I've watched where
Hold up, severely underpowered. Do I need to go and bring up the fact that
who
he said MCU Thanos was severely underpowered? That was a problem for me. He literally wrecked Thor, the half of the ship, made Hulk not even want to come out and play no more. And he was underpowered. He won. He won.
I tell him to comment and elaborate on how he was
Yes,
underpowered because
these.
I don't
But MCU Thanos was straight up cosmic
straight
Suge
cosmic
Knight.
Suge Knight.
Oh, I don't even think she acknowledged him even after he wiped the universe.
I don't think so neither.
No,
I think she still was like, hey, you know, it happens. Yeah.
matter of fact, I got something for that.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
I can't get your love.
Wrap
Wrap it up, B. But see, that's what I'm.
But yeah, so
Go ahead.
in the Thanos in the movie, the only person who actually had a chance to beat him was Captain Marvel and Wanda. And if you read the comic books, Captain Marvel and Wanda can beat him in the comic books too. So I don't see him being and
Yeah.
I mean you had to have a way to actually kill him. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't be just to where he just was Jason. You know what I'm saying? Next 13 movies is Thanos.
Yeah, I mean, like seriously, like we have to put fandom to the side just a little bit to think about it. Like for real, if we got real, y'all would have been complaining. Thanos is the Chiefs. He keep winning all the time. You know what I mean? Or Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Oh, Thanos, Tom Brady. I'm sick of this dude. You know what I mean? So you got to have a little bit of balance in the universe. You can't have this dude just beating up everybody. Like come on now. We got to be real. It said, I think it would have been personally ended if Thor wasn't so salty. He said, Thor's super pettiness will kind of ruin everything. He hit him in the chest. He missed. He should have went for the head. But just like, okay, if that's the case, look at Darth Vader. Look at Darth Vader. Look at Darth Vader for a second. If that's the case, then Luke Nim should have got Darth Vader in the first movie. But there would be no awesomeness of Empire Strikes Back if you just killed the dude in the first, you know what I mean? The first time y'all scrap. I mean, let's be real. Come on now. We got to be a little bit real. It's got to have a payoff.
And plus, and I like that small arc. I know a lot of people didn't like that about Thor, but I actually did like that because he was a way too cocky.
You
He
talking about
was
Thor?
way too
You talking
cocky.
about Thor or Thanos?
Thor.
Yeah, he
Because
was.
they're saying Thor's pettiness, you know what I'm saying? But
But yeah,
I
he
think
was
that
very
arc,
kind.
I think that
No,
yeah,
go
so I
ahead.
think they needed that arc, you know what I'm saying? You needed that arc, you know what I'm saying, of
And
him missing
missing
and
because that's what.
having his getting his revenge back, but ultimately still meaning nothing. Because even when he cut Thanos' head off, it meant nothing.
Meant nothing.
It meant
Now
nothing.
just think about Kane. Think about Kane. Just because people, okay, let me just address this since we're on this live. Let me address all you Ant-Man haters that was mad that a bunch of ants came and swept away Kane. First of all, Ant-Man being the OG Ant-Man doing Ant-Man things is Ant-Man awesome. I don't care what any
It's
of
an
y'all say.
Ant-Man movie. It's an Ant-Man movie. You didn't expect ants to come in at some point in time. It's an Ant-Man movie. That's what he
And
does. If it's a Spider-Man movie, I expect him to swing on webs. If it's a Batman movie, I expect to see the Batwing. If it's Superman movie, somewhere along the line, somebody's going to use some kryptonite. If it's an Ant-Man movie, I expect to see ants.
I
Come
was
on,
I was
man.
so mad
Come
people.
on.
I was so mad at people complaining about Ant-Man doing Ant-Man things. You know what I mean? If you get on the horse,
Ant-Man.
you think the horse gonna do dog things? No, he's gonna do horse things. You know what I mean? Hippopotamus don't do hippopotamus things. He's not gonna do anything different. That was first of all, people don't understand how strong ants are. So if an ant the size of a Winnebago come rolling up on you, man,
That's what I was going to say. And they had already established how smart the
or
ants
the ants
was
were.
way back in it. They was making their own colonies in that
Right.
little ant farm with lights and stuff, which was pretty dope.
That
That
was
was
dope.
dope. But they were saying that they were getting more intelligent and more smarter the more colonies they built. So that was the payoff at the end of the movie. If you didn't have that, then you just have a scene for nothing. You have the
Yeah.
ants building the ant farm for nothing if you don't pay that off.
Okay, let me just read this. Let me respond to this. They made Carol OP from the jump. No power set progression. She was full binary mode from the jump. Like if Thor had the older for us if in Thor 1. I'm gonna be honest with you, is Carol Danvers. Yeah, I mean, okay. Even the original Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, she was literally fully powered in Spider-Man Annual number 16. You know what I mean? She didn't know how to be able to
You talking about the one where Spider-Man was
yeah,
creepily
just
following her because
everywhere.
I think he liked that. He liked that
Yeah, he
booty.
like
Yeah, I think I think
and
he
they
liked
made
that.
her
Yeah.
after Pan Greer. I ain't gonna lie,
Oh man.
I would have been following her too.
And
so,
that's why Spider-Man is my guy.
yeah.
That's why Spider-Man is my guy.
So
He has impeccable taste.
and if you even if you go back to I'm not a big Carol Danvers Captain Marvel person, but I'm not gonna lie. Even as Miss Marvel, she was literally still one of the strongest Marvel characters ever. She just wasn't popular. That's why I like
She
House of
just wasn't
M.
popular.
When she
She
in House of
just
M,
wasn't popular.
they made her popular and they
They
commentated
made her
on there.
popular.
They commented on that.
Yeah, on how she was not. She used to
Popular.
didn't be popular. Now she's just super popular.
And
Yeah.
and technically she is one of the most OP characters. Besides, matter of fact, because I just did a video on this, besides this guy right here, and that's why I need him to be the original. This guy right here, one of the strongest characters in Marvel. He needs to be OP. You know what I mean? The Century needs to be OP. That's like Hulk. That's like Hulk not being the strongest. You know what I'm saying? In the first Hulk movie, you gotta have him strong. Let me see, Darren Johnson. What's up, Darren Johnson? So I saw the movie Saturday. The child of mine. He said I thought Rico was finna say this that with Superman. He was gonna finna throw you. your car on a bad day. I'm trying to pretend. Darren said, I
Hey,
enjoyed it,
in every
bro.
Superman movie, he do. He destroy a car in every Superman movie.
Yep,
It's in the script.
it's in the script. Just imagine coming
It's in the
home.
script.
just imagine coming home, wife divorced, terrible day at work, and Superman throws your car. Oh man. You were
Hey,
right. Monica was, but
that
Carol wasn't. She didn't gain a binary. Yeah, she didn't. But as Miss Marvel, she was always super OP as far as her strength. That's why. That's why. Whatchamacallit, Rogue was so OP with the X-Men. You know what I'm saying? Because after she took her powers, you know what I'm saying? She gained the powers of Miss Marvel, which was super strong. You know what I mean?
super
So
strong flight, man,
the whole
everything.
nine. They won't get Century right either. And hopefully they do, but hey. I one can only
Now,
dream.
now, Dre, the one thing I do want to point out, I love Jonathan Majors.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great actor. He was great in that movie. He was great. But I was watching one of your shows. I think this was last week about their race swapping.
The race swapping. We talked about. Matter of fact, I talked about that. We had a big conversation on Chillmonger's podcast yesterday.
So I
But
think that creates kind of a divide between real comic book fans
fans.
and the casual fan because okay, so it was like you were saying the other day. Say the casual fan watches this movie and falls in love with Kang the Conqueror. Oh
Right.
my God, Jonathan Majors is awesome. I want to start
Mm-hmm.
collecting comic books. And then they go and grab this.
Yep. Go and do it. Go and do it.
And then they grab this. Kang number 4.
Mm-hmm.
And they open it up and they see a white guy.
White guy with a mustache.
They're gonna be like, what is this? A young white guy too. Yeah, he's young. Oh,
You got the guy.
young guy too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, young guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
White man.
I think that creates a divide again. I don't mind casting black people in the movie, but and I know this might be
Because I said there was no
yeah,
right
I
or
don't care.
wrong answer. I said there was no right or wrong
I don't
answer
care.
in that one too. Because it's ambiguous. It's ambiguous to what you think is representation. It's really based on your own ideology, what you believe. So there's no right or wrong answer. But I did want to point that out because you're gonna have younger fans trying to find out about this character, and then because this country is so obsessed with, because it's been obsessed with race since they couldn't use since they couldn't hold on, let me give some history. Since they couldn't use not racism but classism, they went to racism. Because before it was racism, it was classism. And racism didn't come with the theory of race, and that didn't come into the late 1800s. You know what I'm saying? The myth of race. You know what I mean? So they use classism because because Africans, poor Irish, poor whites. You know what I'm saying? Poor Europeans was kicking the elite's ass. That's what happened. So they was like, oh man, we can't keep having these plantations get overturned by rednecks, because when rednecks were white people who wore red bandanas on and went to knocking the elite whites' heads off. Well, we can't have this. Man, what we gonna do?
Can't have that.
Racism. That'll get them. In this country is so obsessed with race, they never look at character, which we're supposed to be judged on. They look at race. And when you look at a character, because we ambiguous in with race, we are ambiguous with racism. Because racism literally is like a racist is like a pianist, somebody who loves their race. It's what racist is. Somebody who loves their race. They just love it a little bit more and think they're superior and you're inferior. Since we're embiggered with this, we can't help but look at, wait a minute, this is a white guy. The dude on screen, phenomenal actor, is a black guy.
You can't help. And I'm gonna give you the
Can't help
perfect
it.
example. When I was a kid, I used to love the comic book Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos.
Yeah,
I
the
used to
white
love
Nick
it,
Fury. Yeah.
love it. I seen the first
With
Iron Man and was like, huh?
and they
I
it's the
huh?
and
I mean,
what
it was cool. It was cool because it was Samuel L. Jackson, but it threw me off so bad because I'm
but
like, that's
but
not the Nick Fury I've been reading.
but remember they went to the Ultimate Universe, and that's why people don't
Yeah,
know and people
yeah,
don't understand is that before the Ultimate Universe it was the 2099 universe. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then they
2099. Yeah.
yeah, and that's why I said what people need to read. You know what I'm saying? Which would have been cool to if you're not going to do T'Challa and you're going to have the death of T'Challa, which was in this comic. This is a
Oh, that's
one
dope.
shot under Marvel Knights, Black Panther 2099. You know what I mean? Where Dr. Doom comes over and takes over Wakanda. You basically could have used that character if you wasn't going to recast T'Challa, and it would have made sense because they did it in the source material. Even though it's a one shot, they did it in the source material. Now, going on with what you said. Now, when it's hard. It's hard because I did the story. I did the podcast about the history of comics. They always
Hmm.
been white, and when you had you, I mean for real. And then when you did people of color, Fu Manchu. You know what I'm saying? Um, Come on. It was man. You matter of fact,
Oh man,
there were black
the
characters with
sumo,
big
the
yeah.
sumo.
This
I literally have like an Iron Man, Captain America comic from like 1960. He's fighting the sumo.
yeah. It's you had so many stereotypical characters. Uh, Falcon.
Man,
Falcon was a
oh my
straight.
lord, as the pimp.
Luke. One of my favorite comics of all. One of my favorite comics of all time is Luke Cage #8,
Luke
#9.
Cage.
Luke
Luke
Cage is so black
Cage.
exploitation. He beat up Dr. Doom for $200 and said, "Where my money, honey?" And you know what I'm saying? And they even said, "I knew you was coming. There's the only black coming." So I'm like, I'm reading the comic
Oh man, man.
Jesus Christ. So when you go and you start doing the 2099 universe, they can start. In 2099 was the first time you start seeing characters change of color. Then it went to the Ultimate Universe where they expounded on
Yeah,
that. So they could be able to have a
yeah,
universe where you're like, okay, what if Spider-Man was black? So you got Miles Morales,
yeah.
okay, yeah, Wonder Man does have a little bit of tan or whatever, but he looked like he got a perm or a soul glow in his hair. You know what I mean? I can kind of go with that. So the Ultimate Universe was to play with those characters and those ideas that wouldn't piss off the casual fans. The 2099, the
Hmm.
Spider-Man 2099 is very popular, and it's not Peter Parker. It's Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah.
It's a Hispanic
Who,
character.
who's he? Hispanic. Hispanic.
It was Hispanic. So they got to play with those characters without taking away from the core audience who knew a lot of these characters was going to be white. You know what I mean? So when they merged, remember Secret Wars, that's why I said it's so important on the source material. Secret Wars 2015 merges the Ultimate Universe and the regular 616, brought the characters over that they liked, destroyed the characters that they didn't like. Bam. There you go. This is the new 616 universe. So,
And was that caused by an incursion?
Spider-Punk is also black. You're right. And it was an incursion. Matter of fact, because I have that end of that
Think,
remember the Deadpool run where you was
okay.
like with the one you gave me where the dude is coming out of Deadpool's stomach, which is Madcap. That's who's coming out of his stomach.
Yeah.
The end of that run
Yeah.
is the incursion of the end of that run is the incursion of the 2099 Deadpool universe. And they in the start of Spider-Man #1, Spider-Man Deadpool #1 from I wanted Scotty Case run picks up right after the incursion. And they remember certain things, but then they don't remember certain things. You know what I mean? So yeah, his daughter, all of that, the ones that they built up. Matter of fact, Cap being part of Hydra. You know what I'm saying? Hydra Cap. All of that led into the incursion. And then we started the universe all over again because they had to, because the X-Men, they had to make, you know what I'm saying, they're not the Ultimates. They were dope too. They're super dope. The ones that live on the moon. The
Acolytes.
No. The ones that are from the with Black Bolt.
Inhumans.
Inhumans, yeah. So they had to bring the Inhumans up because remember, Fox was playing with the X-Men and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff changed. So now, you know what I mean, starting in 2020 is when you had Donna X and House of X. You know what I'm saying? And all those storylines to bring the X-Men back into the fold. And where they was at during all of the incursions and all of that stuff, because they're not major players in that. You know what I'm saying? You know, the reason why Storm and Black Panther got a divorce during the Avengers versus X-Men storyline, where they were trying to cut really a lot of the X-Men off.
The X-Men out, yeah. They were trying to cut the X-Men out, yeah.
House of X is a
prime
example.
Depowered everybody. Everybody.
You know what I mean? So you know what we're basically saying is that in this, I get what you're saying, because I said the same thing, man. What if I read this comic? You know what I'm saying? It's a white guy, but then also, I kind of feel like the newer millennials is like, I don't give a fuck if he's white or black. I just like the character. And does the character start trumping the ethnicity? And if they wasn't pushing the narrative, like what they kind of did with Sam Wilson becoming Captain America, is a little bit of truth in that too. When Sam Wilson got the title of Captain America, everybody rejected it. Nobody had a problem. We had a black Bucky. You know what I'm saying? And whatchamacallit was in the comics. You know what I'm saying? They got rejected. You know what I'm saying? They had to retcon that name. You know what I'm saying? And call him by Elijah Bradley. No, it's not Elijah Bradley. That's is it Elijah Bradley?
No, Bucky Bradley is James Buchanan. No. I'm talking about the black guy. Elijah Bradley is whatchamacallit? He's Patriot. He's part of the Young Avengers. What was dude's name? That was with US Agent. I forgot his code name.
I forgot his
code name. Yeah, I forgot his code name. I forgot his real name too.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm on Marvel Wiki right now. So, but yeah,
they didn't make a toy of him because he didn't last. So I don't know.
Technically, he didn't last in that comic either. He didn't last. But that when US Agent became Captain America for real in the comic, that's exactly what happened. John Walker became Captain America. Nobody had a problem. But then the black dude got it, and it's all this black, and they did the whole entire number one is a whole entire panel with people hating that, and it really literally happened. A message board. Oh, why they gotta make Cap? My Cap is my Steve Rogers. My Cap. If it's supposed to be a mantle, what does it matter? Because they passed the mantle. Matter of fact, not only did John Walker had it, but James Buchanan had it, and he went as Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Black dude got it. So I do understand, like, the logic. You know what I mean? If they're not pushing the agenda, I don't have a problem. You know, like, you know. But then in the case of Falcon, race did play a role into him being rejected as Captain America. So that makes sense. But with Kane,
that does make sense.
I mean, technically, according to the birth dearth, it's gonna be number light skinned people by 2050. So hey, the dude said it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of Patrick Mahomes,
Steph Curry's
out here. You know what I mean? He said, and C became Nomad, one of the worst costume ever. Yeah, that was bad. I ain't gonna lie, that was bad. But I do understand where you're coming from. But again, like if they I did the video about Century being turned black. That's where you can getting that from. They're talking about
Yeah,
casting
yeah,
a
yeah. From the Century.
African
Yeah,
America, for Century. And
yeah.
I'm like, if Century came out in like the 1960s, where everybody was white and they wanted to switch it up, you know what I'm saying? Cool. If they did an ultimate version of Century and he was black,
Okay,
you know
so
what I'm saying?
kind of like Samuel being
Yeah, Samuel being, because in
uh
the Ultimate Universe, he's Nick Fury. He's a black dude in the Ultimate
and you're
Universe.
right. He end up superseding and
Superseding the
anything
original
I
Nick
you know what
Fury.
I'm saying. He really did. He really did.
Did we
You
want to
know what I'm
really
saying.
see? You know how much of a fan of Knight Rider I am. You know this. But do I really want to see David Hasselhoff come back as Nick Fury? No, I don't. That movie sucked. That movie sucks. It is one of the worst adaptations
Oh my
ever. And
lord.
I love David Hasselhoff, but I don't want to see that. You know what I mean? Hold on. Let me get to one of the comics. It's like I'm pretty sure. Oh, was Old Man Cap right before Secret Wars? He became Hydra Cap post Secret Wars. I do believe he was. He
Hmm.
was Old Man Cap
Okay. Yeah.
when Falcon took over the mantle as Captain America. You're right. So really, technically, that was right. That was right. I didn't see your comment before that. So what do you think of? Do you think so? Can we say that the MCU is kind of like, which I've always believed, I never thought it was their 616, but it's more like the Ultimate Universe where you could probably do some switches. So should we, kind of ease up on the whole, oh man, he was white in the comics, because this is a different adaptation, iteration of,
Well,
comics, or
it kind of goes back to again the basis of what your show was about. And then you played a little video that was really compelling by another
Chillmongers.
you yeah, and about this you're just switching to appease us real fast
Mm-hmm.
and then pull it back out from under like the Little Mermaid. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
which we talked
You
about,
made that Little Mermaid, yeah, to be
which we
black, and
talked.
then
Oh
you
God,
go
which
to the you
to the
go to the
sort
Disney
the
place
Disney
and
movie,
you know
and
what I'm
she's
saying?
white.
And she's right back to where she was because you were just trying to appease us for a minute instead of pushing real black characters like you had a comic book of Blade's daughter I think yesterday or the day
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of race swapping these characters, just push
Which
black
the
characters.
characters that's from the comics. Now, when I talked about the Little
Yeah.
Mermaid, I also, this is okay with the Little Mermaid. I'm divided, and the only reason why I'm divided, you know me, because I'm in my Black history. You know what I'm saying? The Mami
Hmm.
Wata, that story, the folklore of the Mami Wata comes from South Africa. Well, actually, it comes from all of West and Southern Africa. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but
when the Dutch writer got that, it's actually ambiguous of the person, but Disney, of course, doing Disney things, made.
so let me ask you, do you think Disney did it because of the history of it?
You're
Yeah, I'm
talking
gonna
about
say
the
a big.
new.
I'm
You
gonna
said
say
you. You saying the
the new
newer
Little
one?
Mermaid. I'm asking you straight out. Did they
Man,
change her to be black because of the history?
hell no.
Hell no,
Hell
they
no.
didn't. So it's still,
Hell no.
so it's still K plating us. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? It's still, if I believe they did that because they was trying to establish the history of it and was trying to pay homage to the history, then I'd be all for it.
all
But
for it.
I don't
Yes.
believe that.
I don't
But
believe it
I don't
either.
believe that.
And I
I don't
believe it,
believe it.
especially if they do a 1-for-1 retelling of the Little Mermaid from the movie, that with the Disney movie. Now, if they
Hmm.
do it and she's a water spirit and they do something different and they
Yeah.
use element,
And
then
they
I'm a
incorporate it to like the book. Yeah. Then
dog.
you'd be like, oh wow, okay, Disney, I
Dog.
see you.
Dog.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, you know what they gonna do? White people gonna be like woke. Oh, oh, this is woke. How did I miss this? Sam Nick Fury, David Hasselhoff Nick Fury. How did I miss that? These sizzles. Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta get to this comment. He said a Black Century will be another troll move when they got Adam Brashear. And and they're going to introduce. They're going to introduce Adam Brashear anyway. From what we're told, he is in the Marvels. He just hasn't been introduced, which I had a little bit of fan casting, but he's going to be the main scroll in in Secret Invasion, so we can't use that guy. That was the guy who played Malcolm X in the I think I can't think of the name of the movie.
Hey,
Hold up.
what about my guy right here?
Hold up, which one?
Night Thrasher.
Night Thrasher.
He doesn't get no love.
No love.
No love. Bring in Night Thrasher, man. He's all over my Spider-Man comic books, but he gets no love.
For what the rumors are, the Marvels is going to have Monica Rambeau, which makes sense because for real, they could do the Ultimates, where there's nothing but a whole black superhero team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Photon, Adam Brashear, Misty Knight. Was Luke Cage part of that team too?
I think so.
Luke Cage, man, and the Ultimates go hard because you have two of the strongest, two of the other OP characters is Adam Brashear and Photon. You know what I'm saying? The girl becomes pure energy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Another character, Brother Voodoo.
Brother Voodoo.
Bring in Brother Voodoo.
What? Brother Voodoo could be introduced in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. They didn't have to do that synthetic herb. They didn't have to do none of that.
I know.
Literally did. But what do we know?
Brother Voodoo.
What do we know?
We just collect. We just collect comics, man. That's all we do. We just collect comics.
Look, look, I just found this out.
How many comics?
I did. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm gonna show you this, and I guarantee you didn't even know this one because there's a black U.S. agent. There's a black U.S. agent. Hold up, I'm about to share my screen real quick. I'm about to share this because I'm just now looking at this. I've been staring at this the whole time because he looked like my Uncle Hugo. No joke. I'm not making this up. Hold on, where'd it go? It's slowing down. Come on now.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Damn, he popped off.
Hold up. Ain't nobody think about you, Best Buy. Hey, tell me he don't look like Uncle Hugo. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That looks like that might be my next custom
yeah, man.
Character.
The son of the psycho April Manor was killed by a policeman after being stopped driving his father's luxury car, which made the policeman suspicious as the car was in the hands of a black boy. And he's alias U.S. agent. And you know who created him? Christopher Priest.
Oh wow! How long ago was that?
This is U.S. Agent Volume 2, number 2, and number 5. So okay. Since I think I might have a counter to what we were talking about because what Marvel could do, or if they haven't done it, there's a version of Kang out there that's black and we just didn't know it. You know what I mean? Just like I know you remember. You remember when Frank Castle for a time in a spell was black because he went through the Robert Downey Jr. Tropic Thunder.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. There was a spell where Frank Castle was black because he went full Tropic Thunder on us.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna try to find it for you.
Yeah, because I'm gonna need to read that. I'm gonna order that and read that. That's funny.
Hold on. Remember to forget CBR. The time for Punisher became a black guy.
Wow.
You
No, the
know,
Punisher, my guy.
Punisher. What my is
Because
Punisher my guy?
you know his first appearance. Because you know his first appearance. So
First
you know that's why he's
is
my
yeah.
guy.
Yep. So I'm going to share this. This Frank Castle was a hold up. What the hell? Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of
Does
this.
it tell
This
you the
app.
artist who drew the
Uh,
comics? I
I'm
would like to know.
this is from 2015. So let me go up here and let me
Okay, so
see.
it's
Okay,
it's
in
fairly new.
1991, writer Mike Barron, along
No?
with artists Hugh Haynes and Jimmy
Huh.
Palmiotti, began an epic Punisher story called The Final Days. In it, the Kingpin hires a young criminal genius to slowly tear down the Punisher. It involves Frank Castle ended up in prison where he is brutally attacked by a group of bad guys led by Punisher's enemy Jigsaw, one of few Punisher's enemies still alive. Dang, hold up, wait a minute, hold up, wait a
Wait
minute,
a minute. Wait a
wait a
minute. Wait
minute,
a minute.
wait
Wait a
a
minute.
minute.
Wait a minute.
You're looking at these panels. If you're
Yeah,
looking
but
at
are you telling me
the
in
black
order to
dudes
tear
jumping in.
down the Punisher, you made him black?
Hold up. Well, it's funny because I'm saying wait a minute, and in the panel we said wait a minute, hold up, grab him. First of all, the black dudes is jumping him in prison. Why is it three black dudes in Jigsaw and Frank?
Oh man.
Hold
Because
on. Go ahead.
because in reality, that would be the population of jail. Shit.
Very true. Hold on, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. Assuming enough, his injury served as a cover for him to escape as he took the place of another injured prisoner whose buddies were breaking him out of jail. Now, on the run and with heavy scar face, Frank gets a doctor who is now a drug addict to work on his face, giving him plastic surgery so no one can recognize him. This comes ahead in Punisher number 59. So you know I gotta go. You know we gotta go get this from mycomicshop.com. You know we gotta
Yeah.
do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna order it for you. I'm gonna order one. I'm gonna get you one. Hold up.
All right.
Hold up. Let me see. Let me go past the panels. I mean, he beat up, but you know, he got all these stitches on his face. So in every Punisher film, he always got kind of a, you know what I'm saying, a big titty chick. Like I'm talking about for real. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of miss I kind of miss these days of paneling. But so he wakes up. The chick, I don't even know if the chick looked light skinned with red hair or she's a redhead. She looked black. So you wake up.
The look on his face. Whoever drew that is amazing. Because I literally could see the panic on his face as if a white dude just became black. I could see the panic on his face.
Oh my God. Go to the next page and see how quickly they reverse this plot development. So the story, so with that story, Bear was now off of the book, but obviously they still needed to resolve this storyline. So Mark McLaren, writer of then upcoming Luke Cage ongoing series, came in to script the series over Bear's plots for the next couple of issues. Bear's credit is way low, suggesting that they only vaguely followed this plot idea. Val Merrick and Al Williamson came on board as an artist on the title. So,
Nah,
so
I
the
know Al
now,
Williamson. Yeah.
so he said now. So the now Black Punisher goes on a run and ends up in Chicago. Yeah, this gets worse, where he is driving erratically due to him still being doped up on pain meds. This does not bode well for him, as some state troopers feel that he's violating the law against driving while black.
Oh my God.
Oh,
This. Oh my God.
I gotta get it now. I gotta get it.
Wow.
I gotta get it now.
Wow.
I gotta get it now.
Wow.
Not let him have
Who
it.
wrote this? Who wrote this?
Who was it? Who was the guy again? I got to get this now. I got to get this.
Oh wow!
Who wrote
And
this?
that's it. That's it. That's you said that's 2015.
No,
Oh
this is
no, but that looks like an
1991.
old comic.
This is
Okay,
1991.
that's okay. That makes more sense. 2015. There's no way.
Uh,
1991. Okay, yeah, that was on the shelves. That was
yeah,
on the newsstand.
Mike Barron.
Yeah,
Mike
I can believe
Mike
that.
Barron wrote this. Mike Barron. Mike Barron was like, "Boy, you'd never guess what I'm about to do."
And you'll never guess what the next comic he was on was probably not one.
Man, just this alone.
Oh my lord. Oh
This al-
Lord. You just see the
this
panic in his face.
alone. This alone. He still got blue
And
eyes, dude.
that's a whole page splash too.
That's a whole page splash. They are beating the
Wow.
break. They are beating the brakes off a Black Punisher. Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Why these look like the Oh, I got it. Oh,
Rodney
I got it.
King, the Rodney
No,
King video,
this look like the Rodney King video.
or the new one,
This
or the
like
new one,
Well, I mean, this is just. I mean, just pick one. Just pick one out of Black
or
History.
pick. Okay, all
But
right.
but why did they look like the dude from Life? You know, we at Camp 8 don't need no gun line. And this is Rockefeller is hopping Bob. So I mean, what?
You run a foul of hopping Bob. You run a foul of me.
They are beating the brakes off of them. Look, it was like a bunch of cop wannabes got the exit block. Looks like 6-on-1 kind of eyes. I could get in. Now another black dude gonna jump in. I gotta get this. I gotta get this.
A black dude came and saved him. Oh.
Oh my! But look at the karate move. Hold up. All right, hold up.
I love the art. I love the art in
art-
it though.
The art is amazing. The art is amazing. You know what I'm going to right now, right? You know what I'm going to right now.
Luke Cage beating up Thanos. I mean,
Hold
beating
up.
up Doctor Doom.
No, what is no, I'm going to mycomicshop.com to see is this available.
Ah, okay.
Hold up. What Punisher was this again? I forgot. Was it Punisher? What Punisher comic was this again? Because golly. I mean, Punisher number 59. So I'm about to look and see if this is even available. Yes, it is. It's a whopping $2.50.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'm about to get this. I'm about to get us a couple.
Fantastic.
Don't worry about it. I'm about to get us a couple. Cause I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It's something awesome about this for some reason. It's something like it's ballsy as shit. Like, be real. This is ballsy to even do.
That would have been controversial today. They didn't even look twice at that. In 99, 91. They didn't even look twice at it.
He said, "Hey, bop," and they actually got bop. You know what? Hold up. Oh my God, I gotta get this. I have to get this. Dude doing cool. He hit him upside the head with the stick and it bounced off his head and he kicked the right. You got kicked in your chest. I mean, he got bullets bouncing. Who is this guy?
I thought it was Luke Cage at first.
He said, "How did you do that with the bullet? Clean living, vitamins, leave it alone. How bad are you hurt? Not as bad as I could be. I got to get to the south side, going my way." Punisher gives him the alias of Frank Rook, and then hires Cage to help him find his stash he held in
That
Chicago.
is
That is
Cage.
Cage.
Oh, that's dope.
That's dope. I mean, yo, I'm ordering this right now. Say less. Say less. I'm ordering. This is my new suit. Man, just think if somebody could come in while you getting your ass. Dog, this is Black. I'm doing this for Black History. Matter of fact, this is
Yeah, we all pray for that. I'll pray for a Luke Cage to come in and save
Luke
us.
Cage. Yeah, I'm getting this. I'm gonna add that. I got to get 58 and 59 so we can tell the complete story.
All right. Oh,
So yeah, yeah. That was awesome. That was awesome. Yup. So I'm trying to figure out how. I mean, I don't want to ruin it for anybody who's like, you know what I'm saying, who wants to go ahead and get some of this fine piece of art. But yeah, that so again, if they made Luke Cage where I mean they made Frank Castle black, can we now point to this comic and say, you know what, there's some validity into that? Can we get can I don't know. I don't know how to make of this. Let me see. They got his early 90s look from the Cage comic runs. Yep, I can see that.
mm-hmm.
Still got this run.
Oh,
That's dope. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's selective, man. I guess it's selective. All right. You want to talk? Did you want to talk about anything else on this? Oh yeah, they killed Battlestar with the quickness. Did you want to talk about anything else?
Battlestar. That was his
Battlestar.
name.
Yeah,
Battlestar.
Battlestar. Yeah, they
Oh,
got rid of Bucky hella quick. So yeah,
nah, I think we wrapped it up pretty much. I got to go to work in the morning.
yeah. And I've been at work since this morning,
Hmm.
since 5:30 this morning. So yeah, I'm going to. I'm most definitely chopping some of this up and using that as a reel. So yeah. So all right, y'all. We about to get up out of here. I will take. Nah, we gotta get up out of here. We got a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? My man said it
Bro, the
best.
sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. All right. So this is your man Dre Mac. Make sure, man, y'all hanging out with us, man. Give a thumbs up. Make sure y'all giving us a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video. Make sure y'all check in, man. Just sometimes if I got Sundays off, I will do an impromptu video. Saturday I can't do it because I gotta work this Saturday. Let me go to a couple of these comments real quick before we wrap it up. Let me see. Fun discussion. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. D Sizzle always come through, man. He come through, you know what I'm saying? Hang with the homie, hang with the other homies, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to you, D Sizzle. Soon as I put this on everything, man, I'm trying to get this channel to blow up. Soon as I hit 2,000 subscribers, I'm giving away a $100 gift card. You know what I'm saying? To one of my subscribers. So, man, continue to like and share the video. Continue to hit the bell notification, man. Start sharing this. You know what I'm saying? The more that y'all like and interact with the video, the more y'all give it a thumbs up, the more it gets shared with the algorithm. So let's blow this channel up, man. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Other than that, man, Rico, you got anything else you want to close out with? Oh yeah, we can most definitely gonna do a discussion in June because Transformers: Rise of the Beast comes out, and
Oh
we gonna
yeah.
talk about that most
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
If there's any of our Facebook friends,
No,
I
this is
think
for YouTube. This is for YouTube.
Oh, this is YouTube.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna talk about that Comic-Con that's coming up on the 19th.
Kansas City.
17th to the 19th in Kansas City. Yeah.
So hopefully I got a place by then. I'm trying to move, or at least I got it and I'm moving in at the end of the month. so we could
Yeah,
be able
yeah,
to
yeah.
go. So but yeah, Comic Con's coming up, so most definitely William Daniels from Knight Rider is going to be there. So I most definitely am trying to bring. Oh, you haven't seen this? Trying to bring this. You know what I'm saying? So he can
Mm,
sign it. You know what I'm saying? I guess
that's dope.
this is the second one I got because the first one I got, I took them out and put them in the collection.
Uh-huh.
This is the
Yeah.
second one I got
I know. I was playing
just
with
in
him.
case. Yep, just in case.
I
You
was
know what I mean?
I was playing with him when I was there. You know, the car is my guy. I said, "Oh, is that
Oh yeah,
car?
oh
Ooh."
yeah. You haven't seen this one then. I got this one. This was a San Diego Comic Con exclusive. Hold up, can I take it out from the bottom without ripping the box? Yeah, this is a San Diego Comic Con exclusive. This is the Hot Wheels version, the small Hot Wheel version, but the actual light does light up. You know what I'm saying? Comes with a battery and everything. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
I'm most definitely keeping
That's
this in the
dope.
case. You know what I mean?
That's
So
dope. Yeah.
that one just came in, and I'm gonna have to show you my, one last thing before I go, and that's why I said finally got his legs. So he does look like. I mean, I know he's not. You know what I mean? I mean, he's not. The Titans Return one,
You
but
combine the wars.
or Combiner Wars one, yeah. But I mean, he is a little too inaccurate. You know what I mean? Got his
Pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
yeah,
Yeah.
still pretty dope. You know what I mean? So yeah, got his legs in there. So finally
I
completed.
still think overpriced, but it's all good.
Man, how much? Man, and then
Yeah, I
it,
still think
hold on,
overpriced, but it's all
wait a
good.
minute. And I rebought all of the Sonic cards again to show them individually too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So probably spent about
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too
Not
much.
even gonna not even gonna
Too
tell you
much.
how.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna
Yeah. Too much.
yeah, I don't even want to think about that no more.
Oh.
All right, y'all. Let's get y'all out of here, man. But the Simple B said wrap it up. So let me go ahead and wrap this up, man. I appreciate y'all kicking it with us though, man. Really appreciate that. Again, you know what I'm saying? Will I do a video in the morning? Might. So you never know. Just continue to check me out, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Peace and Bob Hire. You already know what it is. If you came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking around for the entirety of the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you want to get a little more personal with me, hit me up on my Instagram, hit me up on Twitter, or any of the social medias that you see below you. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher.